Slowly a taste of what AyinBase is about. All right. So we are on page Yud Aleph, and we are on the bottom of that page. Which is part of Ois Hey, but we are on the second section. In the first section of that, it's explaining that the similar phenomena that we identify in Nefesh Ha'odom, that there are koiches in the Nefesh, they are Nefesh koiches, and then these koiches come forth, so to speak, in terms of the ohrot of the Nefesh, the chochmah and bina, and they in turn are reduced to the point where they can be mislabish in keilim. And islabshus in keilim, as we just explained many times, means that they are fully imbued, they unite with the keilim, and they're in full glory, in full revelation in the keilim. There is not a distinction between them and the keilim at all. It's almost identical. Like we gave the mashal this morning, this is talking about chochmah and Chabad, and in Chabad, of course, the keilim are a much superior level than in Gas and in Midas. So we explained using the mashal of eyesight, which is in Chassidus pointed to as being of chochmah caliber. You have a gashmiziki level, but it's a proper mashal for chochmah. And the phenomenon there is really blatant. That here you see with your fresh eye, and yet the keilim, the eye through which you see, totally obliviates itself. You do not experience the presence of the keilim at all. You experience what the keilim allows you to see. But there is not a secondary step there that you see it through the keilim. Not even aware of that. It's a phenomenal inyan. And this is a mashal for the keilim and the nefesh for the keilim of Chabad, of Mochin. Chagas, the keilim are on lower level, where it is felt, so to speak, where the keilim is recognized as a separate presence. But nevertheless, the ohrot of the midos is completely imbued in the keilim, and in total revelation within the keilim. Now we'll continue further. The bottom, 2 lines on the bottom. Vehagum, although sheyesh hislapshus haMochin, that there is hislapshus, there is the imbuing of the Mochin gam b'madreges shelamatu mehaMochin. Also in madreges are below the Mochin. This is an allusion to what we just finished saying, that the ohrot and the koiches, the spheres, are mislabish in the keilim that are suited for them. The chochmah is mislabish in the kli chochmah, because kli chochmah is suited for the ohrot chochmah. And the same thing, bina and so forth. Every ohr is mislabish in a keilim that is perfectly suited for it. But then we're saying hagam, although that there's a completely different phase to this, that there is also hislapshus ha-mochin b'onegah shulamata me-ha-mochin, that the Mochin can also be imbued. They also imbue themselves in madregas that are way below the Mochin. Do not sense the sensitivity of the Mochin of chochmah. As for example, Sechel where the Sechel is mislabesh in the koyach hatnua, in the koyach of movement in the hand, which we discussed in the previous Maimer, in the Mochin phase of this whole discussion, where it's a very similar Ayin. The Sechel is mislabesh in the hand, and the koyach hatnua should be yad, and thereby the hand can produce inyonim that only Sechel can produce, can conceive. And the koyach hatnua should be yad is united with the koyach ha-sechel, so that it actually reproduces that which is in the sechel perfectly. The koyach ha-hiluch sheberegel, and then also even the foot. The sechel imbues itself in the koyach of hiluch in the foot, which is even the greater shock, greater anomaly. The foot has hardly any spirituality to it, and yet the Sechel can imbue itself in the foot. We have an extremely simple demonstration of this concept, although we mentioned it many times. I want to mention it again so that we really get into this. The hand is a physical organ. As such, it has absolutely no relationship to any activity of any significance. But then in the hand there's a koyach hatnua. The koyach hatnua is capable, is mislabish in the hand. And through the koyach hatnua, the hand becomes very agile. And it's capable to follow directions from the Sechel to do all kinds of intricate things. And it's a very sophisticated koyach hatnua, much more sophisticated than the koyach hatnua that's in the foot. And then into this koyach hatnua comes the koyach ha-sechel. Now we demonstrated the following. The koyach hatnua has no sechel in it. It doesn't have any particular purpose. Just able to follow through on instruction. So therefore, it is able, because it's able to move an object from place to place. But when it's moving an object from place to place, it does not define the significance and the purpose of this movement. That's not part of the hand function. That's a the Sechel. The Sechel is mislabish in the koyach hatnua shebiyad to such an extent where when it moves an object from place to place, it does not merely move it by pushing it from one place to place. It completely takes it over. it picks it off the ground on which where it belongs, and acquires its possession of it, and places it where he wants it to be. This is completely outside of the realm of the hand, or even the koyach biyad. To conceptualize. This is a Sechel thing completely. Because Sechel really is independent. Sechel is not grounded, so to speak. Sechel perceives things from a much higher perception. Therefore, Sechel can conceive the idea of completely dissociating the watch from the ground and transporting it to another place. And the hand is instrumental in accomplishing this, because the koyach ha-seichel is mislavish in the koyach ha-tnur shebiyad, and it gives to the koyach ha-tnur shebiyad an intelligent quality. This is what we're pointing out. We've just finished saying that every koyach has a particular, and it's mislavish in such a keilim that is suited for it. How is the koyach seichel? How is the koyach nur shebiyad a keilim for the koyach seichel? This is the point we're beginning to discuss now.
This that it moves the object shows on it having an intelligent quality or achieving something of intelligence. Why does it show in it itself having intelligent quality?
Intelligence versus non-intelligence. Non-intelligence, as we say all the time, is only reactive.
But yet it itself is merely fulfilling what the vision is of the mind. So
Yeah, but yes, but it's not like a secondary. It's not like this the cup that transfers the water. The hand senses what it's doing. It's involved it's entirely under the influence of the Sechel, fully.
I understand this under
The hand was not under the influence of the Sechel this moment. I hope it didn't ruin you.
Don't worry, this phone is specially made to get water damage.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Wow. All right. Okay. Let's not this destruction. Yeah. What's? Go ahead.
that is under the influence is one level, but that it senses it.
That it what?
That it senses.
Yes.
That I'm not getting.
The hand when the hand acts appropriately, it doesn't feel completely. It doesn't feel out of place. It doesn't feel like a slave doing something that is being commanded.
But it does feel. You're saying it does feel, and it has a sense of. Okay.
In a sense, it knows what it's doing.
Yeah, that's.
But this knowledge is given to it by the Sechel that's mislavish in it. But the Sechel is mislavish in it. The Sechel unites with the koyach hatmoshe b'yad. Like, see this, they demonstrate. When you have to walk someplace, you don't ask the field, are you going to walk now? You're going to listen to me.
Right, that shows they're under the influence, but that they sense anything.
It's not under the influence. It's not. They're one thing with the instantaneous to the thought is the action.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of walking, you don't think walking with your feet. You're thinking about walking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I have a refill, please? I'll try to keep it safe. Okay, that's enough. Thank you. This is a lesson. I always try to keep the cup on the left side. Because the left hand is not as active as the right hand. The left hand is not as active as the right hand.
Oh, yeah.
Is that for righties or is
What?
that for righties?
This is for righties.
For writing? No.
Or
Well,
for righties. For righties. Righties.
I don't know what
Righties versus lefties.
If a lefty's a lefty, it's left hand's
Yeah, it's the same
What's the
thing.
question?
That's the same thing. Okay. So we see that Sechel is mislabesh in madrege shel amat me'amech. And the rechmoshe is slap shel Sechel bekeach hatnur. As a moshe for that is Sechel bekeach hatnur, ubekeach hahilo shebregel and the keach hahilo shebregel. K'moi kein, and similarly, b'chin as chesed reo yimino. In the aspect of chesed, which is on the right hand, yimino, shezeh b'chin as chitzenes hamidois. This union that the chesed is mislabesh in the right hand, right arm. This is, as we already learned, is the chitzonius of the midos. The mido aspect that is mislabesh in the right hand is not the essence of the mido. The right hand does not feel compassion. Or concern, or kindness and goodness. It's not what is experienced in the right hand. This fact that the chesed is mislabesh in the right hand, this is what's called chitzonius hamidus, the chitzonius. What is the chitzonius of midas? The chitzonius of anything? The chitzonius is how it manifests itself externally. Lifel piyulas chesed, to affect the function of chesed. When it comes down to the last level of chesed, where you actually have to do an act and give support and give tzedakah, for example, this is where it comes into the hand, that the hand is able to do this. This is lifel. This is the chitzonius hachesed. Even at that level, yesh b'zeh mibchinas hameich. There is therein of the aspect of Mochin.
Rabbi, what's the difference between the chitzonius versus the, we use the term, we say it's like the functional element. What's the difference in this context?
No, it's not different.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll attend to that, but essentially it's not a difference. Ha'ora is chitzonius. Is lifel piyulas hachesed, to affect the action and the functionality of chesed. Within there, even at that level, there is mibchinas hamechin of the aspect of Mochin. Okay, this will require some discussion, but let's first get what we are being taught. Shezei inyan, where in fact this is the significance of hagimul prokin shebiyad. These are the three sections of the hand. Have we already mentioned the previous mind? Shehein, these three sections are representative bechinas Chabad, Chagas, Nehi, Shebechol Nida Viprat. The three sections in the hand, in the arm, and in the hand, each one has its own three sections. It represents the three basic levels of how nefesh manifests itself, which is Chabad, Chagas, and Nehi. Shebechol Nida Viprat. That is represented and is imbued in each mido biprat specifically. Okmoi, as for example, we're talking about Chabad of midas of Chesed, and Chagas of the Chesed, and the Nehi of Chesed. To understand and to address it specifically. Ha-Sechel shemechayev hashpozas ha-Chesed. The Sechel that compels the hashpo of Chesed. The bestowing of Chesed. Ve'etzem ha-Chesed, and then the Chesed itself. And then the third level, upiolosoi, and its functional effect, haino hashpa'osoi bepeil, which refers to hashpa'osoi, its actual hashpa'osoi, its actual gift. In each one of these is a reality of the midah chesed, and it has, as we said, it has the Mochin element, it has the midas element, and it has the execution element. We will address this briefly. In general, the effect of Mochin upon the person in all of his elements. The effect of Mochin is, as we said before, the proactive element. The proactive element means that you're doing something not because you're observing something is compelling you from experience to do such and such. Rather, you relate to the reality and you say, this has to be accomplished, this has to be done. That reality itself is the reality of creation, reality of the human reality. There's nothing compelling about it. Like we said before, that chesed, kindness, would appear to be a response to observing somebody's anguish, but that's not my Mochin. I'll have to list them out. You have to understand the enormous significance of this. In fact, only Sechel provides this type of an overview. Because this overview means like this. Right now there is nothing compelling for this action at all. But my Sechel, I'm going to create the reality for this action. Why am I going to create this reality? Because I realize that this is how it should be. Not how it is. This is how it should be. This is what Sechel is. Sechel, starting from chochmah on down, perceives what is life about? What is the world about? It's coming from a super existence level into existence. This is Sechel. Like I gave you the example of moving the cup. Without Sechel, moving the cup means, I'll tell you there's only one situation. The cup is in my way, and it's interfering with my comfort or whatever I'm going to do. So therefore, I have to move it over here. This is not called moving. This is called pushing away from this place. The Sechel says, let's set it up the right way, where it belongs. That whole concept, where it belongs, is a Sechel concept. There is nothing in the cup that says, I belong here, I belong here. Sechel has that overview, because Sechel has an overview on entire reality. This Sechel, this is present in every midah, even on the execution level of midah. In other words, on the furthest chitzonius level of midah. It has been decided that we're going to do so. We're going to give tzedakah. That has been decided on a higher level. Now we're coming to the actual level of setting it up to give it. How do you give tzedakah? The hand has to pick up the money, and whatever it is, package it, count it, prepare it, and then get it over to the Oni. Right now, the money still belongs to me. Doesn't belong to the Oni. So I go and take my own money, which has nothing to do with the Oni at all. It's completely mine. But Sechel sees it as due to give to the Oni. It's a Sechel definition. Then that goes into the level of saying, oh, I find it, it's going to look, okay, it really belongs, let's get it over there. The sooner the better. This becomes already a midas element. And then you get up on your feet and you run to the Oni or to the post box, and you suddenly do it. These are three sections of this action of chesed that in a true human sense are present in every action. There's the Chabad. A true action is something which is initiated from Chabad, from Sechel. This should be. And then there is Chagas and the thing. So what Rabbi is telling us is that the interrelationship between the higher koiches like Mochin with the lower koiches is complete at every level, not only on the conceptualization level, not only on the level of creating the midah, of making the decision to give, but even on the next stage. Okay, how are we going to make it happen? Also, there is the Chabad Chagas. Just a very simple statement regarding this. As from our discussion, you can see that only an action that contains the full spectrum of all 10 spheres, Chabad, Chagas, and Nehi, is a healthy, wholesome human action. This is why the Chabad is mislavish at every level, on the conceptualization level, decision level, and execution level. Now let's continue.
What was the second level you said? Conception, execution, and what was the third? Decision? Hello?
Yeah, the second level is...
The word you just used was decision, no?
Well, right. Bringing that initial seichel into a level where, yes, indeed, this is has to happen.
These three things correspond to Chabad, Chagas, and Nehi.
Right.
And what happened to Malchus?
Malchus And the simple lesson, Malchus is part of Nehim. But in real sense, this is a very broad, requires a broad discussion. But just to put it in a nutshell, Malchus is the final keilim for each one of these three. Any decision is based on the Malchus element. Like you could see in Sechel, for example, you can never come to a decision on the basis of Sechel. Because Sechel will always present other possibilities. So in the real sense of the word, Malchus is the total container of all of these things, but this is not for now. Right now we're saying Nehi. This is the execution level. All right. Okay, we have 3 lines from the top on page with Beis. Mr. Kotzim at the end of the line, but kol shekain. This we're talking about chitzenius amidas. But kol shekain, how much more so for sure. Bebchinas pnimius amidas shebelev. In the pnimius amidas in the heart, on the shebelev adam ho'elin kabiyach. In the heart of Adam, we're talking about all the spheres the way they are lamayla. These midas, the etzma midas, the primis midas, are above the b'chinas piyula from functional level. So surely sheyesh bahem b'chinas hamoich. Surely that in those midas at that level there is the element of mech. Again, the element of Mochin in the midas simply means that the midas are not just reactions, but the midas is something that is compelled by the Mochin, and enlivened and enlightened by the Mochin. Ukmoi, and as the Pasuk expresses, Vayemer Hashem el liboy. Hashem Havaya said to his heart. What does it mean, said to his heart? Shezehu hamshochas b'chinas hameichin lemidus. This is the meaning of speaking to the heart, means it is telling the midos what they should be, what they should do. This is all in the various midas. And the midah in the b'chinas hamalchus, here's your answer, Baruch. B'chinas hamalchus, shezehu k'moshol koyach hahiluch sheberegel. This is like the koyach hahiluch sheberegel, the walking quality in the foot. Shehi bechinas soif kol dagin de atzilus, which is the end of atzilus. Kemoshel haregel, something akin to the foot. The foot is that which is the end of the human structure. Vegam nikro regel, also it is called regel liyoy shebo val yodo nimshech hagiloi be'elom shalamato. It's also called regel. Malchus is called regel because thereby the gilui comes to the next world, to the lower world. Okiyodua, and as is known, the malchus who bechinas hagilui. That malchus is ultimately the gilui. Gilui means expression externally. Shagam hagilui besesfiras gufo. Here's what we said before. Agilui b'esesfiras gufa. The gilui within the esesfiras themselves, among themselves, me'asfira ho'el yeno, el hatachteno hu al dei hamalchus. All interactions from one madriga to the next is through the effect of malchus. Malchus is what gives it a statement. The Lord said, you be like this. That's nikra regel, and this is why Malchus is called regel. Shabo ve'al yodo heilig ha'odam imokim l'mokim. Because a regel, which is the means by which a person walks from place to place. All right. So even at the level of Malchus, which is the external transition to the next level, yesh bozeh gam kein bechinas hamoichin. Therein also there is the aspect of Mochin. Therein also there is bechinas hamoichin. In other words, if there is a final decision in following through on all of the decisions, following through to the execution, to actual action, even there is the aspect of Mochin. That in love enlivens the Malchus element. All right, let's just finish the discussion here, and then we'll try to get it more tangibly. Certainly for the point of, see, what is the significance of this? Shezei chochmah de maaseh bereishis. This is the principle of chochmah in the creation of maaseh bereishis. As it says in the Pasuk, kulam b'chochmah osisa. We say it in Davening. Everything was actually created by chochmah. Shenimsach u'mislabesh b'zo u'malchus. This is the chochmah that is nimshach and mislabesh, that is imbued in zo. Zo means the 6 meters of chesed, gvura, and tiferes, and malchus and malchus. So maybe I'll stop here for a moment, although in fact our time is up. But we have a minute. Okay. Again, as we explained before, Din HaMochin is pertinent at every level. Like we talked about moving the cup from here to here. Move the cup from here to here. Let's try to understand the following principle. As we said, I'm moving the cup from here to here, not only because the cup is in my way over here, it's interfering with my action, next action, but because I want it here. This is where the cup belongs. This union that this is where the cup belongs has two levels of perception. One level is that which is uniquely applicable to the cup. And the other level is the overall environment. Everything that exists, as we know that there is the makif and there's the pnim. You have a table and chairs. The table and chairs are set up in a certain way that you could see the unification between the table and the chairs. And relative to the table, the chairs belong here. But then this entire structure belongs in a room, and in a certain place in the room, and where the entire structure is completely united and bottled to the room, to the overall environment, overall reality. This overall reality, this is the chochmah perception. Practically speaking, you can set the table like this, you can set the chairs this way or that way. But then there is an overall reality. The first illumination of reality, going into midas, going into world, is chochmah. This is why the chochmah is everywhere. In other words, in our terminology, the chair is in the right place not only relative to the table. The chair is in the right place relative to the entire room, which is a completely different level. This is what we're saying, that there is Mochin, a chochmah, kulam b'chochmah siso. In every aspect of the creation, all the way down to Yasiyah, there is the chochmah. Everything is correct, not only relative to itself, not only relative to its immediate circumstance, but to the entire reality, entire environment.
Last piece again, everything fits not just unto itself, but it fits in the entire.
Right. This is as time goes on, they'll just want to point out this. Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim v'ha'aretz. You and I spoke about this. Ohrot is where everything takes place. Where do we function? On the ohrot. And then the Torah goes on and talks exclusively about the ohrot. What happened on the ohrot? Why does Shamayim come into this? Why is the Torah mentioned Shamayim altogether? The answer is that the Shamayim is what gives reality to everything that happens on the ohrot.